Welcome to the first episode of Arkansas Basketball Recap of this new basketball season, which isn't exactly started yet, but we got an exhibition game, which we attended. So that was fun. It was a good time. It wasn't edge of your seat or anything, as the Arkansas Razorbacks defeat Cincinnati Bearcats by a score of 89-61. A Cincinnati team that is projected to make the tournament. It's a Cincinnati team that is going to finish, or is supposed to finish somewhere in the middle of the pack over in the Big 12. Cincinnati team that just got done beating Michigan, who's ranked 10th in the country. You can't read too much into exhibition games or whatever, but all of those things made you think like, oh, this team is not like a horrible team. And Arkansas, if none of those things were true, and I didn't, and this was just the first time that Cincinnati had played, and I didn't know where they were picked or to finish in their conference or anything like that. Um, I would have been, I would have left that game being like, is Arkansas really good, or is that Cincinnati team not good?
Yeah, I mean, obviously with this first game and really with the first couple of games, until you get about a half a dozen under your belt, you don't truly probably know. And it's mostly because you don't know what the competition is either.
Mhm.
And obviously, like I said, all the caveats installed there, but you couldn't have it. Like everything is perfect as far as you have a Cincinnati team that's projected to be in the tournament. They just beat a Michigan team that's ranked number 10. Now, like I said, that ranking means nothing. I mean, except for the fact that Michigan has been good the
Mhm.
last couple of years and they've got a good recruiting class. Now, I don't know I didn't look into whether Michigan, how much they played their starters or if they have anybody hurt. And like I said, with all those things, not really knowing, you can't really put anything solid in there, but you also couldn't ask for things to have gone any better as far as you have what by all relevant indications appears to be a decent team. I mean, it's not just they beat Michigan, they put up 100
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Michigan so they can score, and then they only scored 60 against us. And we could have scored 100 if
Yeah,
we'd wanted to.
yeah,
I mean, they took their foot off the gas in the last 5 minutes and completely put in the subs for the last 2 minutes, and that they actually did hit a
yeah,
couple of threes.
yeah,
And I mean, this we won by what, 29 or 28? It could have been 40 without even trying to embarrass anybody, just
yeah.
just leaving your starters out there and telling them to play hard. So, yeah, everything that we're about to say obviously is going to come with caveats that like we don't know for sure. You don't know if one guy's having a fluky good game or if another guy's having a fluky bad game. But there's some things you can draw from it. Like, I mean, A Cup definitely looks. I mean, I don't know how he was is not going to be pretty dang good.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
he just looks really good for a freshman, and in a lot of in all the ways, like defensively, he seemed calm under pressure. He was confident with his shooting. He drove, and took some body shots from
Mhm.
guys, and still made some. Like he just
He
and
can
he
he can dunk.
yeah. I mean,
That dunk came out of nowhere.
yeah, I mean, and I don't know how. I mean, how small he actually is, but he looks small out there with as long as we are.
Mhm.
And yeah, that was surprising because he dunked it pretty effectively. It
Yeah,
wasn't like a sometimes short guys jump up there and kind of like push it over the rim and then grab the rim a
yeah.
little bit. No, it was a real dunk. Um,
And he's not short. I think. I mean, like they say he's six. I think he's listed at 6'2", and maybe that's what he is. And which, of course, walking down the street is not a small person. But we're so long that you're like, oh, you look kind of small. But
well, how tall is Wagner?
6'4", 6'5".
I know
Yeah.
Wagner looks bigger than him. I mean,
Hmm.
I know that he is, but
Yeah.
like he does look shorter. Um, no, but I mean. Yeah, Acuff looked good. And honestly, weirdly, and I have to apologize. It's going to take me 3 weeks,
Same
4 weeks
same story every
to
season.
figure out everybody's names where they just roll off automatically. But yeah, I mean, you couldn't. I mean, the guys that like Wagner, the guys that didn't perform well, and it's not that they performed bad, but stats wise and as far as the gaudy things go, it's like we don't have questions about. Like
Yeah.
Wagner had 2 points, but we know what he is
He didn't. He
already.
didn't take. He didn't shoot the ball that much,
Well,
like at
and he got
all.
in foul trouble, which is one reason that I would say maybe you should show some skepticism about Acuff's numbers because there's definitely the chance that he's not going to get that many minutes because he definitely played more in that first
Oh, I
half.
think he's going to get that many minutes,
Well,
though.
I was going
I
to
mean, he
say,
played 24 minutes. A Cup's going to play 24 minutes a
I
game,
was going to
dude.
say he got some extra minutes in this game playing for Wagner when he had fouls, but I predict that you're not going to not be able to play him. I
Yeah,
think he's going to. I think even if he has to play him with Wagner, like
they're going to start. They're going to start together.
yeah, he's too valuable out there to
Yeah,
not play him. And in weird way, because we had Boogie Flan some of the time last year, but he did just seem like he clicked better with Wagner.
hmm
And like to me, tiny sample size, all the caveats, but it looked like the feeling I got out there was like Wagner really liked it felt like he was like, yeah, now I don't we have a guy that's doing what I'm doing, but I can do what I do defensively. I can be the floor general, and then when we need to score from the perimeter or have a point guard, I don't have to be the guy to do it. I can just
yeah,
give it to that guy because he's dying to do it.
yeah,
Like he's a dog that's like pulling on a leash trying to attack and shoot. And Wagner's just more of the guy where it's like, honestly, if I don't have to, I'll just run. I'll just be the manager. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I'll pick up full court. I'll guard the other team's best player. And yeah, what if I told you this? Like, so you can say like, oh man, Wagner only had 2 points. How about this? Wagner only took 3 shots,
Hmm.
and I don't. He didn't look like he cared. Like he was fine with it. It looked like he played 23 minutes. He'll play more than that, but yeah, he only attempted 3 shots. Like Wagner forced nothing. It wasn't like Wagner wasn't shooting the ball well or he was having a bad game. It was just like, hey man, everyone's eating out here, and I think Wagner is the kind of guy that's totally fine with like looks up the scoreboard. You're up 22. He's like, I don't need to like do some step back three right now. I don't need to do any of that. So,
Yeah, by
yeah,
all indications, from what everybody says, his reputation is he's a really unselfish and humble guy. I mean, he's not
yeah,
on social media. I mean, famously, like
mm,
not on social media, and that does look like what's happening out there. It looked like he was much more. Whereas when Boogie was out there, it always looked like the three guards were having trouble trying to figure out who should have the ball the
mm,
most. And now part of that was Nelly was also coming off a
yeah,
team where he was the man, and it definitely was clunkier in the beginning last year. Whereas this, for the small sample size, it just looked like everybody fit a lot better. And
yeah,
that not just at the guard position, but everywhere. It looked like I mean, this is why I'm saying we could have scored. Like you start thinking about it, and of course, I mean, like I said, everybody played well, but I mean, I feel like Knox didn't get a lot of playing time, and when he was out there, he was great. He was
right,
hitting
right.
jump shots. He got some dunks. He was playing good defense. Like,
I mean, Knox took 8 shots. He was 5 of 8. That's pretty good. He's going to shoot the ball, I would think, this season on average. When you get in SEC play, I think Knox is taking more than 8 shots a game. But he looked totally fine with it. I mean, and by the way, 5 of 8, that's good. That's good shooting. Uh, they really seemed like the shots were all spread out. Brazil was 6 of 10. Acuff was 17 points. He was 7 of 11. He took 11 shots. Uh, I mean, by the way, this won't be a surprise. I mean, you might if you don't know anything about this team, you might be like, oh, that's interesting. I'm telling you, this will not be a surprise going forward. Malik Thomas has the most attempts coming off the bench. Other 5-star freshman. It was just 12 shots. Like he took 12 shots. I think you could probably count on him jacking it up there 12 times a game. But he was also 7 of 12, was 3 of 6 from three.
no, he took 12 shots, but he wanted to take another seven.
Yeah,
There were, and he took some ill-advised ones. Honestly,
yeah,
he did. He was the one guy that like you can tell he's going to have a game that's going to really frustrate you. He's going to have a game where because he's just one of those guys that you can tell he's loves playing basketball, and you can tell he's one of those guys that just has the ability to score. I'm sure when he's shooting around it, he's shooting crazy
yeah.
shots all the time, and he's able to make anything. And he's seen himself make shots from every position and every angle and falling away. And so when he gets to dribbling and stuff, he just always looks up and just kind of thinks, "Well, I could probably make this." You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. And you can tell sometimes it's like, "Yeah, I know you could, but like the ball has only been passed one time and there's still
Yeah,
20 seconds
yeah.
left on the shot clock and we might be able to get a better shot and the other guys want to touch the ball
I
too."
mean,
So he's going to have a game, I predict, where he just has an off night
yeah.
and he wants to get out of it, so he shoots a little more because he's definitely one of those guys. I think that when he's in a rut, I don't think he's going to be shy about it,
No,
and
no.
he's going to have a game where he goes,
0 for 9.
well, maybe not, but he's probably going to go like 3 for 15 or something, and everyone's going to be like, "Good gracious!" But I also predict he's going to have a game where he scores 35 plus.
Yeah,
He's going to have a game where he doesn't miss from the 3 point line and hits 8 of them. And 'cause he's just that kind of guy.
yeah.
And I mean, honestly, like I would say low key, his numbers are the best for how he just, you didn't really even notice
Yeah,
that much.
he had 18
He,
points, and it's not like his percentages were bad. I mean, he was 7 of 12. You're shooting over 50% at that point. He had 18 points. The other thing, to his credit, he led the team in rebounding, and he's playing the shooting guard spot, and he had 7 boards. So what? Don't when if you didn't watch the game and you're just listening to this, um, don't think of a guy that's like only standing around like asking for the ball to shoot. Like, I mean, he was playing both ends of the floor for sure.
No, yeah, and like I said, I thought low key he was. I was surprised. I was like, oh, he had that many points. I mean, I remember he had
Yeah.
13 at the half, and I was like, it didn't feel like he had, but it's just because it just looks like it comes easy to him. I mean, you notice it's almost like you note it because he'll sometimes take what appear to be ill-advised shots because maybe they're early in the shot clock, or maybe the ball hasn't really swung very much, or maybe he's just falling away from the
He hit
basket.
one. He hit one like leaner floater thing that was ridiculous.
Yeah, and I mean, but so you notice when he misses one of those, so those stand out. But when they just go in, it's just feels more like you don't check. I mean, like I said, when he shoots the three, you expect it to go in.
Yeah, yeah,
So he racked up low key. I'm like I said, everybody else, I was like, oh yeah, they played so great, and for him, I was surprised how well he played without me feeling like he played that
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Um,
Which that's why, and it's that kind of thing, and also like yeah, leading the team rebound. You're like, oh dang. Um, but which I mean, I'm not expecting him to do like in the as the season goes on, but it means that he's getting his nose in there, and you don't get 7 rebounds on accident. But yeah, when someone can score 18 and you be like, oh, I didn't like, yeah, I noticed that he made some shots and stuff. That means that guy can score 35 if he when he's like really cooking.
mhm. Well, and yeah, I mean, dude, there's just nothing. This game, everybody looked so good, and I mean, like I said, I don't think Cincinnati's that bad. If they were terrible, I wouldn't feel so good about it. But the big men looked good. I mean, they didn't even do anything with the big men.
No, they didn't
Uh,
throw the
They
ball.
didn't they didn't really feature them. We didn't have any. We didn't have
But
any.
except for defensively, like Cincinnati had some big dudes down there. Some like, I mean, they have a 7'2" guy. I think they have another guy that 6'11" guy, and when Pringle was in, was just nothing going on down there, man. Like, Pringle's going to help a lot in the SEC.
You could just tell Pringle's a great. We didn't actually I mean, Jonas was like this, but he was hurt so much of the year last
Hmm,
year. And but just a high screen setter, big wide screens, and perfectly happy to do it. You can tell.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that's what he likes to do. And I mean, there was 2 times in a row where guys drove in and just like ran up into him, and he just grabbed the ball from them.
just took it away
And,
from him.
and he definitely has one of those. And I mean, I think he's known for this, but like that kind of, I mean, obviously he's a big boy and he's heavy, but you can tell he's got that other thing where he just, I mean, I don't know if that's what they call it, like spinal chain tension, like strength or whatever, but where he doesn't move.
Yeah,
Guys put their shoulder into him and he just doesn't move.
yeah.
And I mean, Ewing was I mean, I thought he showed, I could see that, like, I don't think he had a great game, mainly because he had a couple of turnovers. He took one kind of like forced fadeaway
Yeah.
jump shot that probably isn't his shot. but he threw a really good no-look pass where he looked into the corner, looked off the guy, and then threw it to someone
I
underneath for
mean,
an easy bucket.
he was getting rebounds and then just putting it on the deck. Like he can handle the ball a little
You
bit.
could see that there's stuff there, even though he didn't have the greatest game. Um, and then Brazil looked really good. I mean, to me, it looked like, at least for this team, and I'm sure it'll all change because of matchups and stuff, but I felt like, man, if they put Pringle and Brazil in there and just left them in there, like we would just murder these guys. When those two guys
Yeah.
were in there, it was like, it felt like
Yeah.
it was too big, too long. I will say for Brazil, I mean, he played well, but one thing I thought his demeanor, I mean, we've
Mhm.
criticized him a little bit for, I mean, it's going to sound really old manish, but I've already said it anyway, last year, but like, he kind of came in and it felt like, and I mean, you can't blame a kid. You got to actually imagine being 17, 18 years old and being the best player on your high school team or in the state or whatever. And then you get a college offer to a major team and you come in there but it felt like he had a little bit of that he let a little bit of that swag where he had swag, but you haven't done anything
Mm.
in college yet. But like you're still getting all the accolades
Yeah.
from all the other people in school and all the kids. You're one of the big men on campus. You can put the sunglasses on, dye your cornrows, and feel like a G. And it felt to me like he's always kind of been like a little bit head, not completely focused on business, but a little bit of the, like I said, I mean, I'm nitpicking, but just he's had different hair dyes and different hairstyles and different like things that just make you go. And I'm not saying this about everybody, but for him, it felt like he was just had too many distractions, and both in the way he looks and the way he was acting, he just looked like he was down to business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looked like he went to boot camp. They shaved his head, and then he
He's
put on
what,
a suit, and it's business time.
well, he's also like, I don't know if you know this, but see, so he's put on 15 pounds of all muscle too. So I think he's been in the lab. I mean, this is his last go, dude. It's now or never for him. There's no reason that Trevor Brazil can't play in the NBA.
Hmm.
And he knows that. And you're like, dude, this is it right here, man. So I think he's been with them weights, and he looked great. I mean, like he looked good. Dude, Carter Knox just looked like dude. So Carter Knox had maybe I don't know what. So there was 12 dunks in this game. Was Carter Knox the most ridiculous? Where he got the and one dunk, where like that dude just got body checked and threw it down
It
anyway.
was pretty tough, but because that guy did foul him, it probably didn't get as as much as some of those fast break oops that they
Yeah,
got. Some of those, and especially that one steal that Billy got, where he went up and just like murdered the rim,
yeah.
like because he had just all the runway to do it. Um,
That's all. But Carter's dunk, that's a hard dunk to finish right there.
yeah, I thought he was because that guy was trying to foul him to get. There's sometimes you guys. I mean, that guy was trying to get him to not be able to like trying to put him at the free throw line,
Yeah.
but it was a hard foul, and he made it anyway. Um,
But I mean, he hit two threes, I think. Like his shot looked good.
He had a fadeaway
Yep.
jump shot.
Yeah, he wasn't even trying to do too much either. Like he looked and he didn't look like he was like this team came across very unselfish to me.
Yeah, and I mean, knock on wood, I hope all of them stay
Mm.
healthy. But the one good thing is, I mean, barring some kind of tragic Indiana fever women's basketball, I'm making references to stuff that nobody else watches, but um, unless they have some kind of just cursed where every player gets hurt, they've got a little bit of leeway, which I
Yeah,
mean, you don't want, you hope they don't, but like
little
right
depth.
now, it looks like I don't know how all these guys are going to get minutes because there's so many mixtures that you could put out there that look good. And, but I mean, obviously, that's an awesome problem to have because, if you have somebody temporarily twist an ankle like Billy Richmond, it's like, oh, well, Knox is going to get 8 more minutes of playing
Yeah,
time. You know what I mean?
or like Sealy, who's like your other freshman, who's like your ninth guy, and you're like, well, all right, well, put him out there. I mean, he didn't do a lot, but he looks the part. You're like that guy can play. That guy can play. He's 6'7", long, athletic. You're like, all right, fine. He fouled a lot. Uh,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know what you mean, and yeah, I like having him on the bench too. But I don't. I do think there's a drop off between him and those other
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
What I'm saying is there's enough guys right now that if Knox was to get hurt or if Billy was to get, hurt for a little bit or Brazil, there's other guys where there's barely any drop off.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, obviously you don't want anybody getting hurt, and I think it would suck if I think Acuff, because he is going to be special, and Malik. And honestly, I think we're going to really need Pringle. I kind of wish we had maybe one more medium good big man like
Yeah, we got Elmer, baby. Elmer's going to be coming along. That's a large individual right there.
I mean 2 minutes we saw of him, but it didn't look amazing.
He's a work in progress.
Yeah,
But
but
like, hey, in 3 years, Elmer
right.
being
Yeah, but I'm
humongous.
not looking for Pringle to hurt his knee or
No,
something.
no, that
I
would be
think that,
bad.
like, I wish we had a little bit more depth at the big man spot. Like, I mean, I would just take one of the, just somebody that's serviceable for
Yeah,
rebounds and
yeah.
defense down there, because that's the spot where maybe we're thinnest. But I mean, hopefully those guys stay healthy. Right now, I mean, that team can't really say, but I mean, they look like a juggernaut.
No, they did. I mean, like, how many teams, dude, are bringing like so Malik Thomas led us in scoring. And then, so you think about like the three guys that say like you're eight, like those eight guys are going to play the bulk of the minutes. I think Sealy's going to get in, I
Mhm.
think, but it'll be his will probably fluctuate kind of based on what the game's going. If someone getting foul trouble or if you're up by a lot or whatever, like he'll get run. But you have a clear top eight. But if you're bringing Malik Thomas, Billy Richmond, and Ewing off the bench. Those guys aren't coming off the bench for like 99% of teams, right?
Mhm.
And I don't know. And maybe that's not going to be the he might change the starting lineup. I don't know. Um, I don't know. It looked pretty good from the jump. Like I do you like the idea of bringing just a scoring maniac off the bench? I like it.
Mhm.
Like, say, hey, we got to sub someone out. You're like, oh no, this guy that all he does is shoot it, like is coming in. Oh no, Billy Rich, that you're bringing in maybe the best defender, the most, or maybe the versatile defender on your team. He's coming in off the bench. Ewing's coming in like, oh, Pringle is coming out. Oh, this other guy that's 6'11" and bigger than he's not like Pringle, but he's not like Big Z either.
Mhm.
So yeah, they got some dudes on that bench. However they do it, if they change the starting lineup, then all of a sudden you're sending someone else. I mean, I don't see you know, I think the only thing that changes in that starting lineup is like maybe he doesn't start Pringle. I would, but I'm always prone to guys like that. But I don't see a world in which DJ Wagner doesn't start on this basketball team.
Mhm.
I don't. You're starting Acuff.
Mhm.
So that's gonna be, you're starting Carter Knox and you're starting Trevor Brazil. Like so, like you're like I think Malik Thomas and Billy Richmond probably coming off the bench. That's how good this team is because they looked great tonight. Both of those guys.
Yeah, like the only thing I can see, because those guards are a little bit more compact. They're which I like. They're strong. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Acup is going like we were saying it all night.
That dude don't look
He does
18.
not look 18. He looks like Wagner.
Yeah,
He looks like a 21-year-old college basketball player.
yeah.
I mean, just his body, and you can see he's got a lot of strength in there. He's going to push a lot of these skinnier guards that are, his size around. But I could see us struggling against some of these teams that if you have a freak guard or forward/guard type player, like one of these NBA for sure guys. I mean, obviously like Cooper Flag,
Yeah.
like our guards we might have to do some scheming defense to try to, if they come up against like some kind of freakishly 6'6" guard that can shoot over the
Yeah,
top of those guys or something.
probably, but like
There's just not that many of those guys
there's
though.
just not, and if a team doesn't have more than one of them usually, and if they have one, Wagner's guarding them probably like that, right? You're not going to get caught in that.
Mhm.
Billy's,
I was going to
Billy's
say,
in.
I would say more maybe Billy, because
Yeah.
even Wagner's not, it's not that he's short for a guard, but he doesn't really seem like he has like a super long
Mhm.
wingspan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like our guards are a little bit compact.
Yeah.
Like they're just,
Yeah. Billy's long.
Yeah, those guys. You need a guy like that probably. That's a little better.
So
But
what did you think? Just kind of wrapping this up because it's late and we have to go home. Uh, one of the concerns. I mean, sort of everyone I think thought that the offense was going to be better like this year than it was last year. We just had better offensive pieces, and even the guy, you know, you're like, well, we had a lot of the same pieces, but like Carter's better than he was coming in as a freshman. Obviously, he's a sophomore now. Billy's better. Like all those things. Um, and then you're bringing in, you know, a guy like Malik Thomas, who's a known scorer, and Acuff, everyone kind of knew was like that dude's different. Um, the worry was that like they're probably going to be better on offense, but they might give up a little on defense. I thought the defense looked great.
yeah, I mean, they made Cincinnati look bad.
Yeah,
Like I said, if this was Cincinnati's first game, because they are, I mean, I know that they've got a bunch of transfers and
Mhm.
like they're putting it together like everybody else. If this was their first game, I'd go, well, I mean, Cincinnati's got some work to do. That
yeah.
they're not that good this year, or at least they're going to have to really do some tinkering to make this team work. But the fact that they scored 100 against Michigan makes me go, well, are we awesome or something? Like because I mean, now they've been traveling, they're on the road,
Yeah.
like they were in Bud Walton Arena, I mean, but they didn't look good.
I just thought like we put so much pressure on the guards um, that and which we I think that was part of the reason you felt like you could do that because you had a guy like Pringle that's down in the paint. You've got a guy like Brazil who's a good shot blocker, but also Brazil was coming out applying pressure on the perimeter as well. I just don't. It just never looked like Cincinnati was ever able to get into whatever offense they were trying to run. Like we just didn't. We just wouldn't let them get into it because they were just hounding their guards.
They did a really good job of switching.
They switched everything too. They didn't seem like they cared one bit. Like they would switch everything. They were switching. Pringle and Brazil were switching. Like they getting screens. They switch on to guards.
Yeah, and a couple of times, like you said, they left a few shooters open by
Yeah, in the
overplaying a
corner.
dribble drive from the help side, and then they would kick it. But I like what I'm seeing from Calipari's. You can tell they've really, I mean, and you would expect this from a high level college program, but as somebody who like loves or respects defense and likes to play good defense, especially team defense, because I'm not capable of playing defense by myself because I'm slow and don't have any lateral movement. But I am good at just taking up the right space at the
Mm,
right time to make the person not be able to get into there and then running to the other player and figuring out where you need to go. And you can tell they do a lot like where they will switch or hedge and then their wide arms as they
mm,
run back to the
yeah,
man that they know they know they never leave like, oh, I have to do this because the defense is, or the offense is making me step into this position. They are doing it like I have to shade so my guy can recover. And now he's kind of almost here, and I've taken away that guy's easy dribble drive, and I'm immediately getting back and like hands wide trying to get in the passing lanes.
yeah,
And, I
yeah.
mean, like I said, I mean, you would expect that, but you could tell that they really have been working on all that
And for their
stuff.
first game, it looked pretty. I mean, it was clicking like
Hmm.
because that is team defense is hard, and everyone's got to do it, and you're like, oh man, you guys must have been practicing the all this switching and stuff and the way that you're doing this because it looked pretty well
Well, and
oiled.
and the main thing, like an underrated thing, and I mean, I tell my daughter this all the time, and the kids that I was coaching this summer. One thing, attention, focus, and attention is so underrated as a like you cannot be distracted,
Yeah, yeah,
not for a second. These guys are too good. You have to be head in the game, paying attention. I mean, they always say see ball, see man. It's see ball, see man, see other guys' men. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like know where everyone is. If someone's moving, you have to input that data temporarily. Like, okay, so that guy's over there, and that's what they seem like they were doing a good job of. Is you have to be paying exquisite attention on defense to play it well
yeah, yeah.
because milliseconds, millimeters are the difference between the layup and getting a
Yep.
finger on that ball or being able to go down there and actually get that weak side strip or whatever. And they just looked like they were doing a good job of that. Everybody was really focused and they seemed locked in. And I mean, like I said, everything about it was encouraging. I, I mean, I really hope we don't seem like fools when like that was the one game that they played really well in or something. But no, that game made me. I cannot wait for Kentucky to come to town. Because I mean, and Kentucky beat one against Purdue tonight, and they're probably good. It's just going to be so much fun based on. I mean, that's the underrated thing about Cal coming here is it's created internal league drama
Yeah.
between us, and now we have this like. I mean, we've always everybody. I mean, everybody that plays Kentucky.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
be fair to them, is like they get everybody's best shot because they're a
Hey,
blue blood.
for a very long time, we always wanted to beat Kentucky more than Kentucky wanted to beat us, and I don't know if that's true anymore. So
Yeah,
there's that makes it interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I thought the team looked great. So it's much more encouraging than starting out like with a dud or whatever. And getting a look at, I like the TB looks like he was. Hey, he's going to be what he was where he left off, which is great. He was aggressive, putting the ball on the floor a little bit and stuff. I like that. I know what Pringle is. I've seen him play for Alabama. I've seen him play for South Carolina. I was ecstatic when we signed him. He looked exactly like that. I think that that's huge for us going forward in SEC play. I think we're going to really, really benefit from having him on the team. Knox looks like he's going to be a stud. Like, I mean, he's probably this, you can watch him this year. He's probably gone, like he's that dude. Um, Billy's still impossible not to root for because of how hard he plays. And you got to look, at the freshman, and yeah, Malik looks like he's gonna be a dude that's gonna frustrate you sometimes. Where you're like, that is not the shot, but he's also gonna have a lot. He's gonna hit a lot of crazy shots this season. I promise you. And Acuff just looks like kind of like Acuff looks like he's probably special. Like that's what it is.
and overall, the difference, and I mean, I have to think about it a little bit more, but whatever it is with the personnel or the confidence, I mean, who knows what it is, players' mindsets or attitudes, but this team just looked like they had, at least in this sample size, they had pretty well rounded. I mean, you've got they hit jump shots, they hit three pointers, they dribble drove, they got steals, and they scored in transition. They we were talking about with the exception of just
Didn't get dominated on the glass, so the other team scored a million second chance points.
it just looked like unlike last year where like the offense was lethargic sometimes or a little one dimensional and teams would just go zone on us because
Yeah.
and they didn't respect the three pointer at all. Now
I don't think you're going to be able to do that this
part of
year.
that was that you know Billy was or not Billy Nelly was in a slump for a while. Wagner's not a great shooter. I mean, he's an okay shooter, but he's
Yeah.
not like a deadly threat. And Knox was improving throughout the year,
Yeah.
but he wasn't also like a deadly threat. And I don't think you're going to see teams effectively do that to us this year.
No.
I think one because of the level of um, ball handling dribble drivers and guys that are more than willing. Like I said, these young guys are like dogs on a chain. I mean,
Yeah.
they are looking thirsty to score, and I think they would. I mean, they would love to see you throw a zone at them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, oh my gosh. I mean, there's going to be so much space for me to drive into, and I'm going to shoot from the elbow
Mm,
constantly.
mm.
It just didn't. I mean, it felt like, and maybe I'm wrong, but like that just seems like an impossibility this year.
Yeah.
Whereas last year, I was like, God dang, I hope these teams don't. If I was playing against us, I would be definitely practicing zone all week.
Yeah. 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 No, I don't think you could. I think Malik's too good a shooter to play zone. I think Carter Knox has turned into too good a shooter to play zone. I think Acuff looks like too good a shooter to play zone. And and when I say that Acuff looks special, like Acuff looks, uh, Like that, dude. He's like he was the number one point guard in the 2025 class. Um, he looks like it. Like where you're like, dude, that's a guy. Like, he's gonna make a lot of right. And, he's gonna be a freshman. He's gonna make some mistakes or whatever. Um, but he's gonna make a lot of good decisions too. Like I mean, he's gonna make your team a lot better.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
all right.
it's basketball time, guys. There's a chill in the air.
Yeah.
It's fall and you can feel it. And we're about to have non-stop college basketball. And unlike the old days, it starts out with good teams right away.
It
It's not
does.
it's not 12 weeks of cupcakes, or not 12 weeks, but 12 games of
Yeah.
teams where you still don't know how good you are
You
forever.
get one tune up game and then you're off to play Michigan State at their place.
That's the one thing, dude, about technology that I mean, yeah, sure, it's destroying all of our souls, and everyone's depressed and nobody knows what's going on in the world. But I remember a day when I would only get to watch like three Arkansas Razorback games on TV
Yeah.
because you just had to listen to them on the radio because they just weren't on TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now you get to watch every single game.
It's pretty
It's
great.
awesome.
Pretty great. Well, and hey, we got one more exhibition game. Hey, hopefully we don't come back here on Monday night and be like, hey, it was a fluke, guy. Like, I don't know. Like, I just watched a different team. This team was totally different. But we'll do another pod after the Memphis game. I will be interested to see, you see the freshmen, see them go on the road, play not at home. Let's see what that looks like.
Hmm.
But all right.
Yeah, and I'm sure everybody knows if you're watching this on YouTube or whatever, but if you guys want daily stuff, that Inside Arkansas, those guys, you should look that YouTube channel up or whatever, or however you get your podcasts or whatever. Those guys are, we're doing this for fun. Those guys are doing it for a job, and they put out stuff every day and
Yeah.
have some inside stuff and pretty good analysis. So you should check them out if you are interested in Razorback stuff.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. Yeah, we just do this because we were going to talk about it anyway. So we just hit
We're
record.
doing it on the phone, so we might as well record it and put it out and let it see if anybody else cares.
That's
So,
right. All right, man. All right. Well, let's go to bed and we'll see you guys Monday night after the Hogs beat down Memphis.